Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Blackford Sports Network. I am your host, Steve Hurd, and with me is my really good friend. I won't necessarily call him that to his face, but is my really good friend, Ian Reed. How you doing today, Ian?
Good. How about you, Steve?
I'm doing well. Ian made a little half-witted comment a couple days ago and said that he would come up and help me do the broadcast, so I'm holding him to it. And we'll see how well he does and see if we want to keep him on or if we want to make him go home with his mommy. So, Ian is going to be here with us today. And, Ian, what do you think of the girls so far? We watched a little bit of the JV game. They lost by, I want to say, 3 or 4 points.
Well, Steve, we did, with great intensity, played a good first quarter. But as we played on, we just lost that intensity. And closer to the fourth quarter, we just let it slip right through our fingertips.
Yeah, they did. I thought they played really well in the first period, and Southern Wells couldn't match them. But then Southern Wells called a timeout, and they started matching that same intensity that Blackford had in the JV game. And we're kind of hoping for a different result here in the varsity game. The Southern Wells team is a decent team, and I think Blackford has what it takes to match it with them. They just can't get down on themselves and have to stay positive. What do you think about that?
As long as they don't, they've got to keep their confidence.
That's absolutely right. And we have under a minute left before the game gets started, so we're going to read off some of the players of each team as the band has just finished up. I'm sure they're getting ready for the national anthem here in just a few minutes. But the varsity starters, it looks like they have a star next to – Nope, they're just previous letter winners. So some of the varsity players for Southern Wells Raiders: number 2, Millie Price; number 10, Jenna Eltzeroff; number 11, Ashton Lease; number 12, Kirtland Noble; number 14, Riley Tappy. And Riley Tappy was on the JV team, and if I remember right, was leading the team in points. So definitely has a decent spot on the varsity roster. Number 20, Kayla Fulton. Number 21, Juniper Tucker. Number 24, Georgia Hanauer. And Georgia is one of those girls who originally started off in Blackford. I know my daughter, Alexa, played on a team with Georgia when they were younger. Georgia has some Blackford roots. Number 25, Sarah Bothast. Sarah, I was talking to Bob, the barber from Montpelier, and he said that that's his girl. So she's a senior, 5'10 senior, plays center. And it looks like we're going to have the national anthem, so we're going to cut it out here for a second and let that go. That was a very good job by the band. And so, as I was saying, Sarah Bothast also has some Blackford roots with Bob over at the barbershop in Montpelier. That is his daughter. And rounding out the lineup for Southern Wells is number 55, Jaden Thomas. And as they're reading off the starting lineup for the Bruins, it looks like it's going to be Gretchen Messersmith, Sophie Winger, Grace Simmons, the sophomore, another sophomore, J.C. Sones, and the freshman, Reagan Harding. Other players on the varsity team, number 3, Paige Maloney. Number 10, Helen Weitzel. Number 21, Haley Morris. And they just shut the lights off on me. Number 32, Sissy Reed. 33, Erin Cagle. 34, Grace Marshall. Number 42, Michaela Harold. And I know that we've seen Alexa Hurd, Zoe Sawyer, Bree Adney, and there's one more. Who was the last one that we saw that was dressing varsity tonight?
Pennington?
Layla Pennington. That is right. And so we're going to... And we'll clear this off so that you guys can actually see some of what's going on here at in Panetto with the Southern Wells Raiders. So the Bruins coming off of a rough start so far. They have yet to pick up a win, and coming here to Panetto with the Southern Wells Raiders and trying to pick up that first win of the season. The lights are still out, waiting on tip-off. And it looks like the quality may not be the greatest on your video feed. However, we're not buffering yet, and it should be a solid feed. So we will continue to do the play-by-play announcing so that just in case the video is not of quality, that you can still hear what's going on with the team. And the video looking a little fuzzy, but not too bad. I got it pulled up on my cell phone here. I'm waiting on the lights to come on. Maybe they forgot how to turn them on here in Panetto, and there they go. The light's starting to come up here. Yeah, slowly, ever so slowly. And I've got Ian keeping score for me tonight so that we can actually give some stats and statistics. This is Ian's first time, so if he screws up, we'll fire him. If he does a good job, we may still fire him.
Sounds like a challenge.
That does sound like a challenge, and I hope you accept.
Oh, I accept.
All right. We'd like to welcome everyone. From my understanding, there was a lady who walked up to us just a little bit ago, right in, and asked what our channel was and how we could, how they could watch, because there was a family member in Arizona from the Southern Wells Raiders side that wanted to watch their niece play. Was it a niece?
Yeah, it sounded
a
like
niece that was playing. So we welcome you from Arizona if you're on. We appreciate your support by watching, and hope that we do a good enough job that we don't come off too biased, even though we are a Blackford network. And there's Ian again shaking his head instead of talking. And he still doesn't know what to say. I think he might have a case of the, what do they call that?
butterflies in the stomach.
The freeze, I don't even remember what it's called. Anyway, it looks like the game is about to get underway. The light's finally on, and the game ball presented. I didn't get to hear who that was because I was talking through it. Did you hear who the game ball presenter was?
No, it was a little girl.
Yep, young lady. And now she's sitting on the bleacher, and tip-off is here, and Blackford's going to get it. Sophie Winger with the tip. And Sophie gives it off to Sones. Sones back to Simmons. And Sones is going to pop a little too. Misses it off the rim. Rebound by Southern Wells. And the ball's going back the other way. And Southern Wells moving the ball. Nope, stood still there. Now over to, and moving it around the outside on the far side. Just moving it around the outside edge. The three-point area, not moving inside. And I believe that's Georgia moves in for a little two-pointer, and she scores. The first two of the game is by Georgia Hanauer. Grace Simmons moving the ball to this side of the court. Hands it off to Gretchen Messersmith. Messersmith Looks to drive in, backs out, gives it over to J.C. Sones. Sones down to Sophie Winger, and Winger dribbles it off of her foot. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be Southern Wells ball. They get the ball in. The Bruins playing a little bit of a press, now letting off of the press a little bit. Moving on down to the other side of the court. Hanauer with the ball, gives it up to number 10, Eltzroth. And they're going to move the ball around to the outside edge again. Looks like another shot, 2 points. Southern Wells leading, and that was number 21 that shot that, Juniper Tucker with the 2. And Messersmith throws one up, chucks it up, gives it back, gets her own rebound, gets it back, gives it out to, and Sophie Winger gets it down underneath after Simmons' shot, gets the rebound, puts it back up, and gets the and one attempt. And my co-host still silent.
Hey, I'm trying to keep track of all this stuff.
And Winger's shot doesn't even hit the rim. And it's going to go back to the way of the Raiders. And that number 10 is Jenna Eltzroth. Trying to get to know the names as the way they look. So Eltzroth is giving it over to Hanauer. Hanauer driving in, pops the 3, and it's going to be off. Rebound, Grace Simmons. I do know for a fact that Simmons and Hanauer were friends as they were growing up. And it's always a treat to get to watch the two play together. Ooh, and that's going to be a shove by number 12, Kirtland Noble. That's going to be her first foul of the game, and the Raiders have 2 fouls so far in the first quarter. Messersmith steps back, pops a 2, no good, and that one's going to be out of bounds by number 10, Eltzroth. Bruin ball at the baseline. Sones is going to be the one giving it up. And it's going to be inbounded to Messersmith. Messersmith moving the ball to the top of the key. Setting up a play here, I assume. Sones moving out, now giving it up to Messersmith. Messersmith on the far side. Drops one down to Simmons. Simmons throws it up. It hits off the rim. Rebound by number 12, Kirtland Noble. A shot by number 25 is no good, and the rebound. A good job by the Bruins getting the rebound. Simmons gives it up to Sones. Sones chucks one up, and it looks like she's going to get the foul called on number 24, Georgia Hanauer. And it looks like Hanauer is going to come out as she's picked up her first foul of the game.
Yep.
Hanauer with her first foul. Sones to the line. First shot up and no good. And no, Hanauer stays in the game. The sub was for number 12, Kirtland Noble. Sones' second shot is up, and it's good, and the Bruins now trailing by 1. Under 5 minutes to play. Southern Wells moving the ball around to the outside edge, just as they've done the whole game. And now we've got foul on Reagan Harding, her first, and the Bruins' first foul. What do you think of the game so far, Ian?
Well, Southern Wells is definitely moving the ball more than us, but I think we got more communication down at the post, and maybe we can get some layups in there.
Yeah, we are moving the ball down around into the paint more this game. Not being afraid to draw the foul, and it looks like that ball's going to go off to Sophie Wingers. They were trying to get it into the post, but Sophie intercepted it. and puts it out of bounds. And now Michaela Harold's coming in for Sophie Winger. I believe we fixed the bandwidth issue. We don't have any streaming backlog so far. And Harding's going to steal that one, and now Michaela Harold's bringing it down. And she's going to start to drive in, pitches it back out to Sones. Sones pitches it out to Messersmith at the top of the key. Harding getting in place for a post at the top. Gretchen now moving around, pops a little 12-footer off the front of the rim. Rebound Harding. Harding gets it back out to Messersmith. Messersmith goes back in for another shot. No good. Rebound by Michaela Harold, and she's going to get fouled by number 11. And that's Ashton Lease. The Bruins doing a fine job here, offensively and defensively, looking good so far in this game. A lot better than they've looked in the past. And Michaela's first shot is up, goes off the back of the rim, no good. It's a 2-shot foul. Harold's second shot is up, and swish. It's a tie ball game here in Pinedo. Again, the Raiders still moving the ball around to the outside edge, now moving down, and we're going to have a foul on Michaela Harold, it looks like. And yep, Michaela Harold picking up her second foul, I believe. Or is it her first? First foul, team second. The Raiders inbounding the ball down low, and that's going to be 2 by Georgia Hanauer. The Bruins moving the ball. J.C. Sones for 3, and it's banked in. A nice shot by J.C. Sones, hitting the bank, putting the Bruins in the lead 7-6. And the Raiders moving the ball around, tries to get it down low. The ball goes off of Michaela Harold, and it's going to be the Raiders' ball. Raider ball at the baseline, 2:56 left to go in the first period. My co-host still being overwhelmed with all the shots and things going on with the scorebook.
I just got caught up.
He just got caught up, and now we've got a steal by Reagan Harding. She drives down. Oh, she had a layup. She should have just taken it. And this is going to be a jump ball as the Bruins struggle to handle it. And I believe it's going to be possession arrow goes for the Raiders. A nice play defensively. Turns out to be a turnover in the end. Hanauer with the ball. Dribbling between her legs, passing it back to the top of the key. Lease, I believe, drives in and hits the short 2. The Raiders take the lead over 8-7, 2:21 to go. Messersmith dribbling the ball to the top of the key, standing up, looking for somebody to go. It looks like she's talking to Harding. Harding moving to where she needs to go. Simmons with the ball drives to the lane and gets fouled by number 10. That's Jenna Eltzeroth. I think I called her Lease earlier, and she's going to line for 2. And this is the type of things that I've said all along that the Bruins need to do. They need to drive into that paint and draw the foul and get a couple of those Raiders into foul trouble. Did you just shake your head at me again?
Yes, I did.
Simmons tying it up at 8 now. 2:04 left to play in the first period. Paige Maloney enters now for not Messersmith. Not real sure who she entered for. And Simmons' second shot goes down, and the Bruins take the lead. Eltzeroth with the ball, hands it off to Hanauer. Hanauer dribbling around at the top, tries to drive in, does a spin move, and she's going to get fouled. It looks maybe Grace Simmons, or is it going to be? Nope, it's going to be on Paige Maloney. I know that I've talked to Grace Simmons here since the last game, and she knows she's struggling with the fouls, and she knows she gets the steal right there as we're talking about her. And she's driving down to the other end, pitches it back out to Gretchen Messersmith so that they can start to run the play. But I know Grace is trying to keep from fouling, and I know that you can just see it in her face when a foul's called in her general direction. She's praying that it's not her. Maloney with the second shot after Harding gets the rebound is no good. Again, the Bruins lead 9-8 with 1:20 left to go, and time is still ticking. The Raiders driving in for a 12-footer off the rim. And Messersmith's going to get knocked down by, looks like number 21. Is that 21? Juniper Tucker. The Raiders now with 6 fouls in the first period alone. 1:11 to go. Simmons now bringing the ball up the court. Passing off to Messersmith. Messersmith to Harding. Harding pops a 12-footer. Bounces off the rim. No good. Rebound by Southern Wells. A good shot taken by Harding. Just not able. And Harding puts her hands up and gets the tip on the ball, but not able to. Just tips it right back to the Raiders. And this ball is stripped away from Hanauer. Michaela Harold with the ball, and she gets tripped up as she's driving in for the easy layup. And let's see who this one's called on. Number 11. That's Ashton Lease gets called for the foul, and that's going to be a 1-on-1 situation for Harold.
Hopefully she can pop these two and get our lead up real high.
Get a 3-point lead with 31.8 seconds to go in the first. Misses her first. Rebound by the Raiders. A 3 popped by Hanauer. And I believe that's going to be a timeout called by Coach Waters. Yeah, it looks like he's calling a 30-second timeout. And with that, we're going to read through some of our sponsors. If you weren't watching the JV game where we tried to check out our connection, we did get another new sponsor, and we hope to get to him soon here. But Foundation Building Material is your building materials supplier for all your building material needs. From drywall, steel studs to Armstrong ceiling tile and insulation, Foundation Building Material is founded on principle and built on purpose. Contact Aaron Farrell today at 260-472-2181. And with that, it looks like we're going to go back to the action here in Panetto at the Southern Wells High School. And Grace Marshall's coming in. And looks like J.C. Soanes still in. Messersmith's still in. Soanes pops a little 12-footer. A little bit long. Simmons. I thought she had the rebound, but they're going to call a foul on her. It's going to be her first foul of the game with 10.6 seconds to go in the first period. The Southern Wells Raiders leading 11-9. Southern Wells double dribble. 4.8 to go in the first, and Blackford has a chance to tie it up here, but they're going to have to move quick. And my co-host. Speechless still. Sarah Bothus picks up her second foul and sending Grace Marshall to the line for a bonus situation. Blackford almost in a double bonus area here. And Marshall picks up her first one, cutting the lead now to 1 for Southern Wells. Second shot up, no good, just a little short, and J.C. Soanes is going to pick up the rebound. They're calling it no shot. And with that, that's going to end the first period. The Bruins trailing by 1, 11-10. And with that, are you suffering from neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractic can help. From neck pain, migraine, stress, or a colicky baby, Clear Choice Chiropractic has the tools necessary to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-5044 and schedule an appointment. Don't live another day in pain. Call now, 765-329-5044. Are you looking for custom shirts for your organization, sports team, or just a fun shirt for a vacation? Get a hold of Jordan Massey today on Facebook at Clothing as a Canvas. Contact Jordan with all of your special shirt designs and printing. His creations are amazing, and he even does special projects like the shoes Coach Waters is wearing tonight on the court. Contact Jordan now on Facebook at Clothing as a Canvas. Are you looking for that affordable used car at a decent price? Call Dave's Car Corner. They sell the nicest used cars on the market, and you just can't beat the friendly salesmanship that Dave Montgomery brings. Contact Dave today at 765-348-5770. Call Dave, 765-348-5770. And we're back to the action here. And again, thank you to Dave Montgomery for bringing in another sponsor for our live broadcast of the games. Another turnover. And Blackford's going to go ahead and turn it over again with an over and back. It's going to be Southern Wells ball heading in the opposite direction. 7:46 now left to play, and the Bruins are coming out with some fire and intensity. Right, Ian?
Oh, yeah. Maybe they got a good talk from Coach Waters, or maybe they just got a good adrenaline rush.
They've got something going on, and the Raiders miss a shot. And now Grace Simmons with the ball, and she's on a move towards the basket. Misses the layup, and the rebound. She must have hit that one out of bounds.
Ten dribbling down the court. 10's going to take it down. She's going to find. Oh.
That's both, or not both ass. That's Elseroth that was taking it down the court. And I didn't see who was that 21 who took the shot. Juniper
Yes.
Tucker. Tucker tries for the shot, hits the rim, and it comes out. Simmons bringing the ball up the court, and Harold's going to. Oh my goodness, a foul, and it wasn't called. However, Grace Marshall tries for the shot and doesn't make it. And Simmons is going to get the foul and the opportunity for the and one situation. It looks like number 20. I didn't think there was a 20 on the court for, so it must have been number 21, Juniper Tucker maybe, that got the foul. Anyway, Grace Simmons going back to the line. How many shots is that? How many free throws is that for her?
Simmons will have taken 3 now. If she makes, 2. She's made 2 out of 2, so 100% on free throws.
Oh, so she's 2 out of 2. This is her third one.
Maybe she can still make it.
Shots up and hits the rim, and it's no good for the 1-and-1 situation. Or no, that was for the and one situation. My apologies. The ball's out of bounds by Blackford. Southern Wells getting close, taking all the 5 seconds. They get the ball to the other end of the court, but Reagan Harding takes it, throws it back in, and it gives it right back to Southern Wells, and now Southern Wells is taking the lead. The Bruins bringing the ball back down. Grace Simmons with the ball. Passes off to J.C. Soanes. Soanes drives in. And I'm not sure what the call was. Definitely don't know what the call was. The referee was behind the basket. But anyway, Southern Wells now moving the ball. Got Gretchen Messersmith to good move up. And now the Raiders have gone ahead by 3, 15-12, with a little over 6 minutes left to go in the first half. Simmons passing over to Messersmith. Messersmith with a fake. Steps back, pops the 3, way off. And it looks like that's going to be a foul on Soanes. J.C. Soanes' first foul, the team's 5th now with under 6 minutes to play in the first half. The ball's given in and bounces right up to Grace Marshall. Marshall starts to dribble, but Coach Waters takes the timeout. A good call by Coach Waters as the Bruins were starting to lose the momentum that they had built up. And again, we want to thank Dave Montgomery for coming on as a sponsor for today. We were talking. Actually, he's trying to look for me a vehicle, and I really appreciate what Dave does at Dave's Car Corner. That if we can make something happen here, this will be the second car that I've bought off of Dave. And to be quite honest with you, his cars are just phenomenal, great vehicles, and I would recommend anybody go buy a car off of Dave. So if you're in the market, make sure you go talk to Dave at Dave's Car Corner, because he can find you just about anything that you're looking for. And he found me, the vehicle that he found me today that he called me about was just Ian will tell you, it's a beautiful-looking vehicle.
It is a nice Jeep. I mean, the color is actually phenomenal.
Yeah, isn't it, though? Oh, but we're going to hopefully get this going here. What'd you think of the first quarter?
Well, we definitely struggled in the first part, but we came back and really brought it up to a one-point game. But now we're starting to lose a little bit of momentum. Hopefully Coach Waters got through him with that talk for that 30-second timeout.
And here we go. The Bruins giving the ball into J.C. Soames. That's Grace Simmons. Simmons dribbling the ball back out to Messersmith at the top of the key. Messersmith dancing around. Ooh, Marshall looking for the three. And the ball gets taken away from Soames. Marshall is able to get in there, and we're going to call a jump ball as the ball was bouncing around. And that possession arrow goes in the favor of Southern Wells. The Bruins losing a little bit of momentum here early on in the second period. The three by Southern Wells goes way off. Hanauer able to save it, gets it into J.C. Soames. Soames gets the ball stripped from her, and Hanauer comes in and gets the two-pointer, the easy layup after getting it stripped from J.C. Soames. A nice play by Georgia. And the Bruins now working the ball around. I'd love to see somebody just drive right straight to the bucket right now. Long passes are never a good idea, but that one works out. Moving the ball around. Soames now throws one up. Doesn't even hit the rim. Hanauer with the rebound. Southern Wells moving the ball. A fake to the inside. And she's just able to keep it inbounds and gets her own rebound. Hanauer with the three off the front of the rim. Rebound by Southern Wells, but Grace Marshall just strips it from her. Soames on the drive, gets fouled as she takes the layup. That's going to send Soames to the line for two. The Bruins trailing by 5, 17-12 with 4:27 left in the second period. I didn't see who the foul was on, did you?
It was on number 12.
Number 12. And Soames' first shot is good. Not 2, 1. Getting a little ahead of myself. 13. There we go. Number 12 is Kirtland Noble. How many fouls is that for her, Ian?
Kirtland Noble, that'll be her third.
3 fouls for Noble in the first half. Soames' second shot is a miss. Hanauer driving down, quickly moving the ball across midcourt. Giving it up to Eltsroth. Eltsroth back to, and I'm not sure who's getting called with the foul this time. It looks like J.C. Soames getting the foul. That's her second, right?
Yep.
J.C. Soames doesn't usually foul a lot. Grace Marshall coming out. I believe Soames is also going to come out as Paige Maloney comes in. Sophie Winger back in for Marshall. And I was right. Maloney comes in for Soames. Oh! Gretchen Messersmith stops the ball as it's passed, just grabs it right in her hand, and Blackford gets a turnover. Harding with the ball now. Messersmith pops a little jumper, no good. Rebound out of bounds. I'm not sure. Oh, it is going to be Blackford ball. Blackford didn't know. It looked like Blackford didn't know what was going on either. Neither did Southern Wells. Maloney inbounds the ball to Winger. Winger over to Messersmith, but Messersmith just tips it to Simmons, and Simmons chucks one up, doesn't even come close to the rim. And the Bruins have to stop getting bit on that fake, and now we've got another jump ball with Simmons fighting for the ball with Juniper Tucker. This one's going to go to the possession arrow is for the Bruins. We've got another substitution as somebody came in for Eltzeroth. I wasn't able to see. Is it number 2? Millie Price, maybe, is now in the game. The Bruins moving the ball well. Messersmith tries for the long shot. No good. Rebound for Simmons. Simmons passes it back out to the top of the key. Messersmith for another 3, and it's good. I don't think that was a 3, though. Nope, they're calling it a 2. So it's going to be 17-15 with 3:04 to play in the first half. And now Messersmith is limping, not real sure what happened. Hanauer throws up a shot. And now we've got a timeout finally called, so Messersmith can come off the court. Not real sure, and I forgot to move the camera. You got to remind me to move the camera.
Hey, I'm not the cameraman. You are.
Not real sure what happened to Messersmith. I didn't get to see it, but now Layla Pennington is in, and Messersmith is going to go back to the locker room. As you could tell, she is struggling to just put weight on her right foot. And I believe she had a problem last game. Nope, she's just going to the end of the – and Paige Maloney chucks up something. I'm not sure what it was, but it doesn't even come close to the rim. And now Hanauer is being guarded by Layla Pennington. Layla Pennington is another one that used to play with Hanauer when they were younger. The shot up. And it looks like Bothast is getting called for the push, and that's going to put the Bruins in a double bonus situation. So Harding is going to shoot 2. And I believe that's Bothast's first foul of the game.
No, that's her 3rd.
Bothast?
Yeah.
That's her 3rd foul of the game? Wow. So
Some
2
people
players.
Getting some real foul trouble.
So 2 players on the Raiders bench as the first shot is up and good for Reagan. But we've got 2 players that are in foul trouble with 3 fouls each. And we still have 2:25 left to play in the first half.
They're going to have to play real smart.
Harding's second shot is up, and it's good, and that's going to tie it up, 17s. Layla Pennington playing the press with Georgia. Keeping right next to her. Georgia pitches it out to Eltzeroth. Eltzeroth for the 3, no good. Rebound 21, which is Tucker, and there's Grace Simmons fighting for the ball, and they get a jump ball called. The possession arrow is for the Raiders. Tucker's going to inbound it here over to, she missed, and it's going to be down low. Oh, and Harding just takes it right out of her hands as she's trying to shoot, and they get another jump ball call, and it's going to be Blackford's ball this time. Who was that? Number 55, Jaden Thomas, trying for the shot, and Harding just reaches up and takes the ball out from behind her.
Just got it snatched.
Yes, she did. The Bruins playing a very aggressive game. Layla Pennington gets the travel call. Just when I was getting ready to say something good about her, she travels, and I have to take it back. Uh-oh. I'm moving my toolbox to where you can't see the camera. Southern Wells has the ball again. Georgia's, and now we're going to have Layla Pennington getting her first foul of the game. She's got to take it easy on the defense that she's playing. You can play an aggressive defense, but you don't necessarily need to get the fouls. A 1-and-1 for Georgia. I know Georgia is a very good free throw shooter, but she misses her first, and rebound Sophie Winger.
You definitely just jinxed her.
Good. Here I am sounding biased. I'm trying not to sound biased. Anyway, now Layla Pennington driving in, pitches the ball back out to Harding. Harding hands it over to Simmons. Simmons drives around, takes the layup, And misses. Hanauer gets the rebound. Hanauer taking the ball down the court. Stops and pops for a three. No good off the front of the rim. Rebound by Tucker. Tucker hands it over to Price. Price dribbling out at the top of the key. And Haley Morris, as Price tries to pass the ball over to number 11, Lease. Morris jumps in and tips the ball out of bounds. Now Hanauer is going to inbound the ball from the side. And Sophie Winger's going to strip the ball and hand it off to Grace Simmons. There's just a little over a minute left to play in the second period. Simmons gives the ball over to Pennington. Pennington drives in, almost gets the ball stripped from her. Harding picks it up, wants to shoot, but has a player right in her face. Gives it up to Simmons. Simmons drives around, gives it up to Sophie Winger. Sophie Winger for a little short jumper. No good. Rebound Hanauer. And Hanauer trips over Morris. They're still playing, under almost 34 seconds to go. And another turnover by the Raiders, and this one's going to go Blackford's way. And Blackford's going to hold on to the ball, tied at 17. It's 22, 21, 20. Pennington moving the ball around the outside, not in a hurry to do anything with it. Picks it up, passes it off to Morrison. A nice pass on the inside. And Sophie Winger's going to drive it in for an easy layup and two. The Bruins now take the lead, 19-17. Hanauer with the ball, chucks up a three at the last second, and it's no good. And at the half, the Bruins are leading 19-17.
About time they took the lead.
And a very, very exciting first half for the Bruins. We're going to read over a few of our sponsors again, finish up. And then Ian and I are going to take a break because I know Ian's been talking a lot and needs a bit of a water break, a splash on his vocal cords. So we're going to read these last two, and then we're going to go ahead. No, we did read those last two. We're going to start over from the beginning. Do you want to read one?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it.
Foundation Building Material is your building materials supplier for all your building materials needs. From drywall, steel studs, to Armstrong ceiling tile and insulation, Foundation Building Material is founded on principle and built on purpose. Contact Aaron Farrell today at 260-472-2181. Are you suffering from neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractor can help. From neck pains, migraines, stress, or
colicky baby,
Clear Choice Chiropractor has
the tools necessary
to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-5044 and schedule an appointment. Don't live another day in pain. Call now at 765-329-5044. Are you looking for custom shirts for your organization, sports team, or just a fun shirt for your vacation? Get a hold of Jordan Massey today on Facebook at Clothing is a Canvas. Contact Jordan with all your special shirt designs and printings. His creations are amazing. He even does special projects like the shoes Coach Waters is wearing tonight on the court. Contact Jordan now on Facebook at The Clothing is a Canvas.
And last but certainly not least, the newest addition to our sponsors is Dave's Car Corner. If you're looking for a used car at an affordable price, call Dave Montgomery at 765-348-5770. That's 765-348-5770. And with that, we're going to go ahead and take a little break. We're going to turn the mics down. We might leave one of them on just so you can listen to the pep band play because they're actually really good. And
I couldn't agree more.
And Ian and I are going to take a little bit of a water break.
That sounds good.
That's it.
I don't know. I messed up because I was going to go down here after 2, and I put it over here. That's nothing.
Okay, so that's nothing.
At the beginning, in the first minute, I started messing up and started putting it back on the first quarter. So I had to go back.
All right, if you can hear us over the band, we're going to go ahead and give a little bit of the halftime recap for the game. What did you think of it overall, Ian?
Well, I think we started off a little bit not really as energetic as JV started out, but we did come through in the second quarter and really showed real confidence in shooting those big threes and draining the little twos.
I thought we did a really good job driving into the lane in the first period, but it seemed like in the second period they stopped driving the lane and weren't as aggressive. I mean, we had, 8 fouls in the first period alone, but in the second it was only like 3, maybe 4 at the most. So I think Blackford needs to get back into driving that lane and being aggressive and going after those girls who are in foul trouble. You've got them in foul trouble. They've got 2 girls that have 3 fouls. Noble and Bothast both have 3 fouls. Bothast is a big girl down in the lane, and we need to get her out of the game. And I know that they've got another big girl, tall, number 55, Thomas, that can fill in for her, but there's a reason that Bothast is playing there and not Thomas. So we need to get Bothast out of the game and get her fouled out.
I couldn't agree more, Steve.
Same thing with Noble. Noble she's only shot 1 shot, and she's made it. But if we can get her out of the game as well, maybe we can get some of those other players in there. But let's go back, and I want to read off some of these stats to you, because Blackford took a lot more shots than Southern Wells. Southern Wells just hit those shots that they made, and Blackford is not. Maloney is 0 for 3 for 2s. Messersmith is 1 for 5 in her 2 points and 0 for 3 in 3 points. So she's only hit 1 shot of the entire game. So she's got to hit some shots if she comes back into the game. She's still sitting over there with ice on her knee, so not real sure what's going on, but play is underway here, and I'm going to give the scorebook back to you. We didn't have enough time. And now we're going to have a foul. Looks like maybe on bucket is good, and it is going to be on Sophie Winger. So with that shot, Blackford's now at a tie with Georgia Hanauer scoring scoring another 2-point. And she goes ahead and makes it a 3-point play. And that's the kind of stuff that Blackford just needs to stay away from. Blackford now moving the ball up the court. But as I was trying to get going, is Blackford has a lot of missed shots. I would say that the only girl with better than a 10% shooting average is that girl who just took a 2-point shot, and that's J.C. Sones. And she's hitting a lot of her shots. She's taking good shots, and she's hitting at least most of them. The rest of the girls, some of them are taking shots that have no business being taken, but they are, and they're not even coming close to the rim. Southern Wells just saving one. Moving the ball around. Both asked with a 12-foot jumper from the free throw line. And number 21 there gets away with one because she, and that's Tucker, she gets away with one as she was pulling Grace Simmons back so that she could go up and get that rebound. Happened right here in front of us, had a great vantage point of it, but she did it to the point where referees couldn't see it, and that's just good basketball. J.C. Soanes driving in, and now Harold's going to pop a long three. No good. Rebound, Soanes. Soanes being double-teamed here. Driving around, taking another good shot, and that one goes nowhere near, but she rushes over to get her own rebound and fights with one with a Blackford player and ends up kicking it out of bounds. Blackford trailing by one, 20-19, 6:22 left to go in the third period. And the Raiders now moving the ball up quickly up the court. Both ass driving in, doesn't hit the layup, and now Harding's going to get the rebound. Passes it off to J.C. Soanes. Soanes is driving it in, and she doesn't come close to hitting it, and rebound Southern Wells. Hanauer running into Grace Simmons. Simmons is falling on the ground, and I love Grace Simmons when she gets up. She got a big smile on her face. A three-pointer by Hanauer is no good. Rebound was to Sophie Winger, but she doesn't bring it down. And I believe that was number 12, Kirtland Noble, one of them who has 3 fouls. And Blackford just needs to go after her and get her fouled out of the game. Winger turns around for the jumper, no good. Tries to go get her own rebound, fights with it with Georgia Hanauer. And they're calling the ball off of Sophie Winger, so Hanauer, a good play. And I promised to give a shout-out here earlier tonight from one of the fans that are in the stands, a parent, and I'm going to hold true to my word. Do you remember who it was?
Yes, Tyler Cagle.
Tyler Cagle. Thank you, Tyler, for watching. We hope everything's going well down at IU. And go Hoosiers.
Oh, yeah.
So with that, timeout called with 5:31 in the third period. The Bruins trailing now by 3, 22-19. Let's hope that they can keep up the intensity, but they've got to start hitting their shots. The Bruins, I believe, were like 5 for 30 on their shots between free throws, 2-pointers, field goals, and 3-pointers. They were like a very low average. They are playing a press defense now. I like the aggressive style of Coach Waters. It's a lot of fun to watch this type of basketball. And the Raiders now moving the ball. Noble with the ball, being guarded by Michaela Harold. No, that's Noble who just had the ball. A shot up by both Ast, and Hanauer tries to rip it out. It's a jump ball, and it's going to go Bruins' way. Simmons now the point guard. Ooh, she tries to cut, slips and falls on the court. Gives the ball up to Soanes. Soanes sends it over to Winger, but it's tipped out of bounds by Hanauer, I believe, and now Grace Marshall's coming into the game. Inbound by Soanes. Soanes for a long three and banks it in, and that's going to tie the score up yet again for the Bruins. And I believe we're going to have a foul away from the ball. And that's going against Bothast, and that's Bothast's fourth foul of the game. And the Southern Wells coach cannot be happy about that, as that's her fourth foul with 4:38 left to go in the third period. Harding with the ball, sits it inside for Soanes. Soanes puts up the little jumper, misses it, but Harding gets the rebound, tips it back in for 2, and the Bruins now take the lead at 24. Hanauer now moving the ball, gives it up to Elseroth, I believe that's who that is. Elseroth over to Tucker. Tucker gets it into, I believe that's Noble, and Noble's going to put one in and tie it right back up. A great game here so far in Pinedo at Southern Wells. The Bruins and the Raiders going back and forth here. Harding now pitches it out to Sones. Sones drives in, puts up a little layup, no good. Rebound, Southern Wells. Hanauer now moving quickly, and that's going to be a foul on Grace Simmons, as Simmons tries to play tough defense. And that's Simmons' first foul?
Second.
That's her second foul. Both asked out of the game now, and she'll probably sit out until the fourth quarter. And the Raiders moving the ball around. A three-point shot, up and no good, doesn't even hit the rim. Doesn't even hit the net. The score's still tied, 24. 3:33 left to go in the third period. I believe we have the bandwidth issues all played out, and Marshall tries to take a little 12-foot jumper, and she doesn't even hit the net. A shot by Hanauer is good, and Southern Wells takes the lead by 2. The Bruins just need to stay focused on the game. They're doing a fine job. Simmons throws one up and gets fouled by Elseroth, I believe. 1-0 is Elseroth. And how many is that for her, 2 or 3?
That'd make her second right there.
That's 2 fouls on Elseroth. Simmons is to the line for 2. 2 fouls apiece for each team. Simmons' first shot is up, and it's good. That's the other thing I noticed about Simmons. Simmons has a real, I think she was like 2 for 3. Now she's going to be 3 for 4 on free throws.
Yes, indeed.
So Simmons doing very fine. That's one thing that plagued us, and she misses the second one, and Reagan Harding goes up and gets fouled again, and the Bruins are going back to the line for 2, and that was by Georgia Hanauer. The Bruins still trailing by 1, 26-25. And Harding dumps the first one in, tying it up again. 26s, 2:59 on the clock. Second shot is up, and it's good, and the Bruins take the lead by 1. A spin move by Elseroth, and we're going to get a foul, and we're going to have an and one for Noble, right? Number 12, Noble, gets the and one. I believe the call was on Harold. Michaela Harold picking up her second.
Yep.
Ian, you're just going to have to stop talking so much.
I'm trying to keep up with the game. It's hard when they're moving so quick. I didn't expect this.
It's a rough gig, and the and one is there, a three-point play that Michaela Harold gives up. Now the score 29-27. The Raiders lead by 2. Harding driving in, stops, gives it back out to Marshall. Marshall pitches it back out to Simmons. Simmons drives in, gives it up to Harding. Harding driving in for a layup, and the shot is good. The score is tied again. Elseroth dribbling down, driving around, gives the ball up, the ball being moved around. Again, moving around the outside edge. She looked for a long 2, but gives it up again. Driving in now under the basket. And Noble with the 2. Taking the lead again, 31-29. The clock shows 2 minutes now. Harding for a 2, just on the outside edge. And we're going to have a jump ball, and I believe it's going to go, yep, it is the Raider ball. What a game so far in the third period here.
Harding has just went 4 for 5 already in the third quarter.
Harding has.
Yes. But
Wow.
she has been matched with Hanauer and Noble with both 4 for 4 in third quarter.
So it's a three-person game here at Southern Wells. Hanauer with the ball, dribbling it down the court, stops, moves to the other side, pops a three, and it's going to be blocked by Soanes, but nope, they're going to call a foul, and that's going to send Hanauer to the line for 3 shots. (31-29) with a minute 39 to go.
Soanes is creeping into foul trouble.
Hanauer's first shot is good. I believe they have somebody ready to, looks like Layla Pennington probably going to come in for Soanes. Hanauer's second shot is no good. Nope. Pennington's coming in for Harold. Harold's going to take a seat. Soanes is staying in with 2 fouls.
Harold, yes, with 2 fouls.
Soanes.
Soanes has 3.
Soanes has 3 fouls, and the third of her third shot is good. And Hanauer now brings the score to 33-29, and timeout called by the Raiders, I believe, wasn't it?
Yep.
All right. What a game this has been. Oh, my goodness.
That was interesting.
So what do we got so far here in the third period? You want to go over some of the stats?
Well, with Simmons, 1 for 3 with a nice free throw after getting an and 1.
Well, her 1 for 3 is she's 1 for 2 with free throws, and she's 0 for 1 with her 2-pointer. So who's this one that's shooting up all these shots and missing?
Soanes shot 6 and made 1 3.
So she's
1 for
0 for 5 with her field goals.
Yep.
And 1 for 1 with her 3 points.
Yep. Maybe should shoot just a little less. Maybe just drive it in more and get a couple layups in there.
And Harding is
4 for 5.
No, she would be 2 for 3 on field goals and 2 for 2 on free throws.
Nifty. Corrections.
Yeah. You got to give it to them straight. And the Bruins going to the far side of the court. Simmons driving in, pitching it back out to Harding. Harding throws it in. Oh, and Simmons. Marshall had a wide open layup, but stopped and waited until she was guarded before she shot the shot and misses. So a missed opportunity by the Bruins. The ball inbounded to Layla Pennington. Pennington using her arm to get some space. And now we've got a timeout called by Coach Waters. Well, my deal is not working. So both coaches have used at least one timeout. There's a minute 18 to go in the third. A good timeout call by Coach Waters.
Bring it in and hopefully get that intensity back.
Yes. The Bruins need to get their mojo back and going. And we're going to take just a quick break here, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Just having to burp my youngin here as he is trying to learn the ropes here. I think he's doing a fine job. If you think he's doing a fine job, please let me know in the comment section below the live stream. If you think he's doing horribly and I should fire him, just keep it to yourself.
Sounds pretty good.
I like to have fun with him. He's a good kid, and the Bruins fighting for the ball, and the Raiders are going to throw it out of bounds. It's going to go back to the Bruins. A good job by the Bruins here in causing the Raiders to do a turnover, and now the Raiders look like they're going to start playing a little bit of solid or aggressive defense. Ball inbounded. Pennington driving around to the far side. She gets the ball stripped, but she passes it off to Soanes. Soanes drives in. Layup off the backboard. Pennington puts it up. No good. And they're going to get a foul on Grace Marshall as she's over the back of Georgia Hanauer. Sophie Winger now coming in for Reagan Harding. Harding doing a fantastic job in the third period. Ball coming back this way with the possession of the Raiders. Under a minute to go on the game clock. The trip, Hanauer puts one up, no good. Rebound is out on the outside. And we're going to get a foul on Layla Pennington. Pennington needs to just relax out here on the court. Getting a little too aggressive. Now we've got Haley Morris coming in for Layla Pennington. Morris, one of 3 seniors on the court now. The other 2 are sophomores. Ball inbounded, and they caught Morris peeking in on the outside and then just drove right behind her and got the easy layup. And Soanes is going to get the ball stripped from her by Hanauer. Hanauer able to get the ball out to Eltzeroth. Eltzeroth now moving the ball around the outside edge. Under 10 to play and turnover the Raiders. There's 4.5 to go in the third period. Now Aaron Cagle coming in for Grace Simmons. What do you think so far?
Well, we definitely lost our intensity and aggressiveness, but I mean, maybe we'll come back and hopefully get some new intensity after the talk with Coach Waters, because he has done a good job of giving a good talk to him, a pep talk. Yes,
they have definitely had some good talks here, and now as we get ready to go into the fourth quarter, let's talk some more about our sponsors. Foundation Building Material is your building materials distributor for all your building materials needs. From drywall, steel studs to Armstrong ceiling tile and insulation, Foundation Building Materials, founded on principle, built on purpose. Contact Aaron Farrell today at 260-472-2181. Are you suffering from neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractic can help. From neck pain, migraine, stress, or a colicky baby, Clear Choice Chiropractic has the tools necessary to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-5044 and schedule an appointment. Don't live another day in pain. Call now, 765-329-5044. Are you looking for custom shirts for your organization, sports team, or just a fun shirt for vacation? Get a hold of Jordan Massey today on Facebook at Clothing is a Canvas. Contact Jordan with all of your special shirt designs and printing. His creations are absolutely amazing, and he even does special projects like the shoes Coach Waters is wearing tonight on the court. Contact Jordan now on Facebook at Clothing is a Canvas. And the action has started again, the fourth period. Cagle with a long three, misses. Haley Morris tips it back inbounds. Didn't see who shot that one up. I believe it was Soanes, and misses. And now the rebound comes back the way of Southern Wells. Another two-point attempt, no good. Rebound by number 21, Juniper Tucker. And now we've got another jump ball, and it should go Southern Wells Ray. Last of our sponsors is Dave's Car Corner, located in Hartford City, Indiana. Contact Dave for all your used car needs. Like I was saying earlier, I'm getting ready to buy a nice-looking 2013 Jeep off of Dave, hopefully. And it's still going to be white ball as Reagan Harding tries to save it, but it bounces off of her hand out of bounds. But, yes, Dave and I have been communicating back regularly about picking up a nice used Jeep. and he's been out there searching for one, and hopefully we can get one going here, and he can find me one that we can actually agree on, and I can buy. So give Dave a call, 765-348-5770. And the Raiders moving the ball well down below. Now kicking it back out. Now moving it around the arc, back up to the top of the key. The Bruins playing a tight man-to-man defense. Now looks like they're moving into a 3-2 zone with maybe one person playing man. No, this is definitely a man defense. And fighting for the ball here. 2-point, no good. And Hanauer looked like she had been standing in the lane, but they're going to call a jump ball, and it's going to be Blackford ball. Hanauer, I believe, thinks she's going to the line for two, but she's not. It is a jump ball, and Hanauer does not look happy about it. And Blackford had the opportunity to move the ball up the court when every one of the Raider players looked like they were sulking. Sones throws up a three, no good. Rebound by Morris. Morris gives it up to Sophie Winger, and Winger gets fouled, I believe, by Hanauer. Nope, Juniper Tucker picking up her third foul. Second foul. A solid game today, huh?
Oh, yeah.
And the first of Winger's two shots is good. The score now 35-30, 6:12 remaining in the fourth period. Second shot is up, and that one is definitely no good, off the right side of the brim. Hanauer with the rebound, driving it down. She looks like a determined player, but she kicks it back out to the outside. And now the Raiders still moving the ball around the outside, getting the screen pick. And not sure who that was, but Cagle with the rebound. Cagle's going to travel. She tried pivoting twice. And it looks like the coach of Southern Wells maybe had a player that not real sure, maybe injured or something, but she's off the court. Gets a special circumstance to bring one in. And the Raiders now moving the ball around the outside. A short 12-foot jumper is off the rim. And we're going to have a foul on number 12, Noble. Is that her fourth?
Noble, yes, that would be her fourth. Definitely closing in on some foul trouble here.
With 5:40 to go, they're just going to let her play it out. Cagle bringing the ball across the half-court line, drives in, a short jumper, misses it off the glass. Rebound, Raiders. And a spin move on in. The bucket is good. 37-30 now, with just over 5 minutes to play. Cagle again bringing the ball over. Haley Morris back out to Sones. Sones driving in, gives it up to Cagle. Cagle with the three, and she switches it. A beautiful looking three by Erin Cagle brings the score within 4 now. This is the best game that I've seen these girls play all year, and it couldn't have came at a better time. I believe this is just a rivalry between the schools, and just with the girls themselves, just knowing who these other girls are, the girls just seem to be playing a lot more with a lot more intensity. A 12-footer, no good. Rebound, Haley Morris. Morris starts driving it down the court. Gets it into Harding. Harding shoots, and a foul. The shot was no good. The foul is on number 21, Juniper Tucker. That's her third.
Indeed.
3 fouls for Tucker. Another Raider player in foul trouble. Harding's first shot is up, and it's good, bringing the score now within 3. And Bothast is back in the game with 4 fouls. And it looks like we have a timeout, Southern Wells. What a game. I didn't think that the Bruins would be able to come out with any more intensity than what they were given, but man, have they come out with it.
I think that 3 Kegel swish was definitely a lifesaver. They definitely got a confidence boost, and now they're going back in there to win.
Let's see if this can be a turning point in the game. The Bruins playing with a little bit of fire and intensity. And just so you guys know, I was talking to my wife, Ian. I was talking to Crystal.
Yeah.
During halftime. And she asked me, she said, "Hey, how is Ian doing?" Reagan's second shot is a miss. Rebound, Southern Wells. But anyway, she asked me, "Hey, how's Ian doing?" I'm sure your mom wanted to know because my wife and your mom sit together. A little jumper, and it's good by Elsroth. And I said, "Hey, he's doing all right, but he's pretty quiet." And I think I shocked him. I think I stunned him. Simmons tries with the layup, almost gets her own rebound, but Hanauer comes up with it. So, would you ever expect someone to describe you as being too quiet?
No. I mean, my mom describes me in a very, very varying vocabulary that I cannot say on this on this network.
I think there's a word that you can use, and I believe it's called obnoxious.
Well, she would say mouthy.
But all the time I've known you, for the last, 3-4 years now?
Yeah.
I can't say that you've ever been really quiet.
Well, with people some people that I don't know, I mean, it's just, I'm a people person, but not, I mean, I had to really see him and talk to him, not really on network.
Yeah, but you know me. You're only talking to me.
Well, I mean, other people are going to hear it.
Yeah, but you're only talking to me. Ooh, and Reagan Harding with the steal on the fast break. Pitches it off to Soanes. Soanes for the layup, and it's good. The Bruins now within 3 as the score is 39-36. And another steal by Grace Simmons. She's driving down and gets hammered by Hanauer. That is about as close to a technical foul as you can get, and no call, just a foul.
That was a brutal hit that Grace took, but she got up with no problem.
If there's one girl on this court that I know can take a hit like that and get up and smile about it and shoot 2 free throws and make the first one, it's Grace Simmons. Simmons' first shot is good. The score now within 2, 39-37. Simmons' second shot is up, and it's looking good. And what do we have? A lane violation by Sophie Winger. The shot was no good. Waved off, even though it did make it. And J.C. Soanes tipping one out of bounds, keeping the Raiders from even touching it. And the score now, 39-37 with 2:36 remaining. Hanauer trying to inbound the ball, tosses it down to the other end of the court. A layup and a foul by Harding. Harding with a really hard foul. Is going to send, Noble to the line for 2. Both teams are in bonus situation. Misses her first shot. Now Harold coming in for Winger. And the Bruins have come out with a fire here in the fourth period. Noble's second shot is up, and it's good, bringing their lead to 3. Simmons for 3, no good, a little bit long. And Noble gets the rebound. Oh, and throws the elbow and gets the charge call. It's going to be Blackford ball. And that should be her 5th foul, right?
Yep.
And that is her 5th foul, and she's out of here. That's exactly what the Bruins needed. And the Bruins have, this should be a 1-and-1, a bonus situation here. And it should send, and it is a timeout, Southern Wells, but it should send somebody to the line shooting a 1-and-1 situation, but they have the ball down at the baseline.
Confusing.
Maybe they just don't know it yet, and I think the referee just said that it will be a 1-and-1 situation. And I believe this is a 1-minute timeout. And what a game that's going on here in Panetto, Indiana at Southern Wells High School. If you are not here, you are missing out.
This is a real game. This is the most intensified and the hardest they've ever played in a game I've seen so far in the season. I
completely agree with you, Ian. And as I look across the court, I see 2 special guests here. Tony Ugan sitting up on the other side, just straight across from us. And sitting next to him is Coach Hoover, the boys basketball coach at Blackford High School. And I sit here and stare at Ian. He has nothing to say. And no, they're not giving the 1-and-1. It's going to be taken out of bounds at the baseline.
Well, let's hope Cagle can come back and shoot another 3 and bring this lead, bring it to a tie game.
And the ball being inbound to Grace Simmons for a jumper, no good. Rebound, Michaela Harold takes it back, puts it up, no good. Tries to get her own rebound, and I think we're going to have a foul on Georgia Hanauer. He is pointing at Georgia. We'll see the numbers that he posts up on his fingers. Number 21, Juniper Tucker with the foul, sending
her to 4.
Harold. Huh?
She has 4 fouls now.
And that's Tucker's 4th foul, sending Harold to the line for 2. No, for a 1-and-1. That's 9 fouls for, and that one's going to bounce up. That one bounced around the rim for a few seconds and finally dropped in. A score now 40-38, 2:14 to play. And the second shot is good. She brings it to within 1. 40-39. Hanauer inbounds the ball, and she sends it over to where Grace Simmons gets it. Simmons starts to drive it back across the half-court line. Coach Waters screaming at the girls to what play to play. Sones and Harding for 3, no good. Both asked with the rebound. Both asked doesn't know what to do with it. It's 10 seconds. And Hanauer brings it across the line. Hanauer driving in, driving around, being guarded by Aaron Cagle. It looked like they had 2 girls on her. Hanauer with the fake. The ball still moving around on the outside edge. The Blackford girls playing with a little bit of fire, but they also look like they're running out of gas here, as they just don't seem to be playing with the same intensity. Still trying to strip the ball. 1:16 to go in the game. The Raiders just moving the ball around slowly, just not even trying to take a shot. Basically looking like they're trying to run down clock. Hanauer pitches one up and nobody there to rebound, but Michaela Harold picks it up. She's driving in, loses control of the ball. And we're going to have a timeout by Coach Waters.
Perfect timing to call a timeout.
Yes, because it looked like Bruins were about to lose the ball to the Raiders. And what a game we have going on here. The Bruins have brought it to within 1. The score 40-39. with 54.9 left on the clock.
I can't believe it came down to this. I mean, seriously. With the game they played before this, I don't know what he must have offered them something, because they came out with fire in their eyes, determined to win this game.
And they have definitely come out with some fire in the fourth period, shooting shots and draining them. Just an amazing game going on here. This is by far the best game I've seen these girls play in the last 2 years. And if they can keep this up all season, this girls' team is going to be something to reckon with come sectional time.
I couldn't agree more, Steve.
The fans for Blackford standing up and cheering for their girls. Messersmith still with some ice on her knee. Doesn't look like she's planning on coming back in for the rest of the game. 54.9 to play. The Bruins trailing by 1. The ball gets inbounded to Aaron Cagle. Cagle moving the ball around. Hands it off to Grace Simmons. Simmons picks her dribble up. Now off to Sohn. Sohn's driving in for the jumper. No good. Rebound, Hanauer. And it looks like there's no foul called. And we do have a foul on Grace Simmons, maybe. I believe that foul was on Grace. They're calling her third foul of the game.
Yep.
It was definitely away from the ball, but both teams in a bonus situation. So Hanauer's going to the line for a 1-and-1. Hanauer's first shot is up, and it's good, and the lead extends to 2. Second shot is up, and it's good, and the lead now to 3. And we've got a timeout. Coach Waters. Blackford has 2 timeouts. Southern Wells has 3. There's 34.5 remaining in the fourth period. And what a game. I can't stress it enough that this game is just phenomenal.
I really hope the Bruins come out with a win. I mean, trying not to really sound biased here, but I mean, seriously, they came back from a comeback from 6-point lead for the Raiders, and then came back with just trying to hammer them and trying to get them points back on the board.
That's right, and they've done a very good job now within 3. And what a game. You just might be their good luck charm coming up here in broadcasting. And you could be just a little bit biased. I mean, we are the Blackford Sports Network.
I mean, it says it in the name.
Right. So there's no secrets as to who we are doing this for. However, we don't want to be completely biased. And a 2 by Sohns misses the mark, but she gets her own rebound, throws it back up and misses again. And she was right back in there for a rebound. It's going to be Blackford ball out on the Raiders with 20.4 to go, 42-39. Sohns inbounds the ball to Harding. Harding to Simmons. Simmons misses the mark. But Harold gets the rebound, puts it back up. The Bruins are now within 1. And they're going to get the foul on Harold and going to send Hanauer to the line again. 6.8 seconds to go, 42-41. If you were lucky enough to be here or to tune in with the Blackford Sports Network, you have caught one amazing game. Hanauer's first shot is no good. Rebound, Aaron Cagle with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Simmons puts one up and it misses, and the Raiders are going to win. The Raiders win 42-41 in a, whoa, what a game.
That was crazy, Steve.
What a game we have here. The finish was phenomenal. And right now I'm going to let my co-host here read some more sponsorships. And while we're doing that, I'm going to figure out the stats for the game. We're going to give a quick stat count. And hopefully by the time he's done, I'll have everything tallied up, and we'll be able to give it to you at the end of the game.
Foundation Building Material is your building materials supplier for all your building material needs. From drywall, steel studs, to Armstrong ceiling tile, is insulation. Foundation Building Material is founded on principle and built on purpose. Contact Eron Farrell today at 260-472-2181. Are you suffering from neck, back, or joint pain? Clear Choice Chiropractor can help. From neck pain, migraines, stress, or colicky, baby, Clear Choice Chiropractor has the tools necessary to help you live pain-free. Call Dr. Malia Robertson today at 765-329-5044. And schedule an appointment. Don't live another day in pain. Call now at 765-329-5044. Are you looking for custom t-shirts for your organization, sports team, or just a fun shirt for vacation? Get a hold of Jordan Massey today on Facebook at Clothing is a Canvas. Contact Jordan with all your special shirt designs and printing. His creations are amazing, and he even does special projects like the shoes Coach Water is wearing tonight on the court. Contact Jordan now on Facebook at Clothing is a Canvas. Are you looking for a used car at an affordable price? Call Dave's Car Corner. They sell the nicest used cars on the market, and you just can't beat the friendly.
Can't beat the friendly salesmanship that Dave Montgomery brings to the table, because Dave is an outstanding salesman and he's the owner of the company. And you can give Dave a call at 765-348-5770. And I still haven't gotten them all done because J.C. Soanes threw up a lot of shots, missed several of them, but the Bruins were just, there's, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different girls shot today, put up shots, and all of them but 2 hit a shot.
That is crazy.
And if you look at the Raiders stats, they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, and 1, 2, 3 of the 7 didn't hit a shot. So they only had 4 girls that scored for their entire team. So that's saying something about the type of game that happened here. The Bruins, what a phenomenal performance. If you didn't feel that out on the court and by watching it here, then you just had to be here to see what type of play happened here on the court. The girls threw it all out there. They gave it their all. They looked like they were struggling to keep up there at the end, maybe not wanting to play as tight of a defense against Southern Wells, but still a great job by the Lady Bruins today, even though they fell short just by 1 point. You just can't fault. They played their heart out, which is all we can ask for them.
I couldn't agree more. When they played, they really gave it their all. There wasn't a doubt in their mind that they were just going to just let them be beat, because they came back and they really put everything they have on the table.
They definitely put it all on the table. Still falling short just by 1 point. 42-41, I believe was final score, right? Is that right?
Yes, indeed.
42-41. What a game. And I think we're just going to have to end it on that. And I'd like to thank Southern Wells and their athletic department for being such gracious hosts. They took care of us, even though their internet is not that great. You find that in small rural towns. So we just have to deal with it as broadcasters. And I hope we were able to bring this game to you, even with the poor internet connection. But we want to thank Southern Wells for their hospitality. They really know how to make you feel welcome, and we appreciate them letting us do this and using their Wi-Fi on top of that. So do you have anything else to add?
I just want to thank you for letting me do this. It's pretty fun.
Maybe next time you could talk more.
Oh, that sounds like a plan.
All right, then. With that, I'm your host, Steve Hurd, and for Ian Reed, we're going to sign off. And thank you for listening, and we appreciate it.
See ya.